Hey everyone, your friendly neighborhood Pants is back with another spotlight, and today we're going to be looking at Carcano. I'm going to show you both of my runes. I have two runes. I'm going to show you both of my Carcanos and how I have them runed, how I think he's best runed, show some meta defenses that he is a part of, which is essentially all of them, some ways to combat those defenses, and some ways you can use them on offense. Also, for those in the loop, I have something for you. My friends are making me do this, so if you're wondering why I'm wearing a fedora, you can check out this video on the top right. With all that said, let's get into the video. So as a heavy-hitting damage dealer, Carcano obviously needs a fair amount of attack, crit rate, and crit damage. All monsters benefit from HP and defense. He has a defense break, so you want a little accuracy. So essentially he needs all of the stats, which makes him very difficult to rune well. I specify well because anyone should be able to rune Carcano and see a fair amount of success with him, considering he is a fairly new meta, so people don't have many solid counters for him as of yet. That said, a well-runed Carcano should see more success than one lacking, and unfortunately he needs all of the stats, so it's easy to be lacking in the rune department. I don't know if Comtuous does this purposely, like making good monsters challenging to rune as a means of nerfing them, but it would make some sense. Savannah, for example, is even harder to rune than Carcano and awakens into resistance of all things, so it's very challenging to rune her well. Despite that, she's one of the best monsters in the game currently. Carcano, on the other hand, awakens into speed, which is fantastic considering he has a speed lead. Because of this, I think the best way to rune him is on attack, crit damage, HP to maximize the amount of stats you can pack on him while taking full advantage of his high base speed and speed lead, or HP, crit damage, attack, whichever order. Basically, you'll need a slot 2 rune with attack or HP with, a decent amount of speed. I have both of my Carcanos at exactly plus 130 speed because that gets them exactly to the 286 speed breakpoint for PvE. If you don't know about speed breakpoints, I do have a video on speed breaking down all of that in detail you can check out in the top right. But essentially they're just efficient speeds to be at. I realize this isn't particularly easy to do considering the average speed per rune you need is 21.67 if you aren't using a slot 2 speed rune. But if you can make it happen, you've probably already noticed that one of my Carcanos looks quite a bit better than the other, and that is the power of not running slot 2 speed. Unfortunately, I haven't found another set comparable to my first Carcano, so I'm stuck with slot 2 speed for the other one because I really want to be at the plus 130 speed. Like any monster you put on siege defense, Violent will pretty much always be the best main set you can use. Defenses can get wins from superior rune quality, the offense bringing a bad team, RNG, or some combination of those three. So defenses will always be best runed on the set that provides the most RNG, which is the almighty 22%. As far as offsets go, I think Revenge is probably the best to take advantage of people hitting him while he's in the hidden aim pose. That said, if you're lacking what you consider to be significant stats, it's probably better to search through your runes for wherever you think will help where you're lacking, if that makes sense. Like if you have 50 crit rate on a Revenge set, it's probably better to look for a Blade offset. This is a judgment call that's kind of difficult to decide on, but I'll just say go with your gut. For artifacts, I think you should prioritize damage reduction from water, skill 3 accuracy, and skill 1 crit damage. Anything else you can get on them will certainly be helpful, but I think those are the main 3 to look for. Other than his space speed, Carcano's base stats are pretty garbage, so look for main stats to supplement the stats you are lacking most with your runes. As far as defenses that he can be used in, he is essentially an upgraded Kamoon. So wherever Kamoon was in the old meta, Carcano is now the superior option, considering he has a better speed lead, he hits harder, and has a defense break. It's tough to say which Carcano defense is the strongest at this point, but each one I've hit is pretty freaking tough. Carcano Savannah X, where X is Geogun, Clara, Iris, Molly, Beta are all pretty freaking scary. And 4-star towers, Carcano X Triana, where X is Vigor, Ashir, Orion, or Iris. Again, all very tough right now. I think even if you don't have a max skill, you can still perform pretty well, though obviously it's ideal to have that skill 2 max so you can be doing the hidden aim pose every other turn. I've started collecting data from my recent sieges to track my offensive effectiveness, and the teams I use against whatever defense, and that's what you're seeing here. If you want to try out any of these counters against these Carcano teams, you can check out any of the recent Siege replays I've done to see how I've got those teams ruined and how I play with them, and if the fight seemed at all risky, if I had good or bad RNG. In testing, I think Garo, Miho, Sin, the Fire Martial Artist, a lot of people are using him. Those all seem to be pretty solid counters against him depending on the specific defense you're hitting. And 4-star towers, the Water Twins and Lucian just continue to prove themselves to be like the best 4-star offense. Lucian's a little risky. I got the Dark Streak Master recently, so I'm hitting hard enough to kill pretty much anything. Using Carcano on offense can be used pretty effectively in like mirror matches. I've seen my guildies have some success doing so, particularly in the 4-star towers. In general, if something works on defense, it likely works on offense as well. Mirror matches can often work since the defense AI is predictable. That said, I have lost with mirrors on more than one occasion. This other offense I'm showing here, I bring both Garo and Miho to soak up some damage, and you'll notice that despite Miho getting sealed away from Geogun and Savannah proccing to finish off my Garo, it's too little too late for them since Geogun can't win by sealing away the last unit, and my Carcano hits hard enough to finish Geogun and Savannah off quite easily. So anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Please let me know how you like to counter Carcano and how you like to use them on offense, if at all. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.